Hey everyone, it's Nick from Lifetise. We've had a few requests to show how our home finder site can help you find a nice, affordable home. So right now, I'm going to show you how some of our users have done exactly that recently. First up, we have a couple who are currently renting in East London and they're looking to buy their first home. They earn 42 grand and 30 grand individually, and they're currently paying £900 per month in rent for their share of a two-bedroom flat in Hackney. So they wanted to know where they could afford to buy a one, maybe even two-bed flat, preferably as close to where they are right now, how quickly they could afford to buy, and also what the cost of their mortgage would be, how that compares to what they're currently paying in rent. So right now I'm going to show you how they used Home Finder in order to answer those questions. First up, we ask them about first-time buyer and if they're buying on their own. So in this case, it is a first-time buyer and we have a couple. So you enter in the salaries. And then on this screen, it adds those up and it gives an estimate on what the maximum mortgage is likely to be. In this case, it's just over £250,000. Go on to here. So that would suggest that the most they can spend on a home is £280,000 based on the standard 10% deposit, which is the most common option for first-time buyers. All of this is totally editable, so you can go lower. That could go to 5%. That would mean that the mortgage repayments would be higher and you would own less of the home. So our couple didn't want to do that. You can go higher, as sort of show here. You can go 15%, 20% or more. But what is happening is that the amount you'd need to save for deposit and other costs is going up significantly. So our couple decided to stay with the standard 10% on a £280,000 home, which means that they'd need to save 31 grand in order to cover the deposit, and then some additional costs like solicitors' fees and surveyors. So then it asks you for what savings you've currently got. Our couple managed to squirrel away 10 grand, which means that they're left needing to save £21,000. So it asks when you want to buy. Now, the answer to this, of course, for most people, particularly first-time buyers, is as soon as possible. They just don't know when that is. What people are pretty aware of is how much they can afford to save per month. So we use this figure in order to show people what the answer to this is. And you do it by hitting these arrows. Just start playing around. You can see what's happening here with the price. So if we were to go, we're wanting this to get to £700 right in the first place. Here we go. What's happening? Okay, so we got to 700. That is telling us it's going to be March 2022. But the observant ones amongst you will see that this bar has come up. This is about ISAs, individual savings accounts. So you've got a couple of options here. What they do is that they give a bonus. So the money you're saving, you get an additional top up. You've got a couple of options, a help to buy or a lifetime ISA, which is called LISA. So our couple know that they want to save £700 per month. So keep an eye on the date, because what these do is reduce the amount of time it takes to save. So keep an eye. If we then click on help to buy, well, you can see it's gone down from March 2022 to October 2021, which is what, 6 months reduction. If you click on the lifetime, the LISA, oh, it's September 2021. So it's even quicker. We certainly have a winner here. So what happens here is that will give an idea on what the mortgage repayments, the amount you've got to pay each month back to the bank once you've purchased the house. For a 10% deposit, that is at the moment roughly working on a 1.85% fixed rate for repayment. This could change based on the application. This is where if they'd gone for a 5% deposit, this would have been a notably higher figure. What that means for them is that we're talking about a repayment of about £1,000, £1,050, which is £150 more than they're currently paying in rent. Now, all of this is editable, right? So you can click on here, you can change your mortgage duration, interest rates, deposit. I'm not going to now because this is what our couple went with, but just so you know, you can have a play about with this for yourself and see the numbers. And this is what it's telling you all of these numbers up here you can change as well to your heart's content. So moving on to starting to get to the fun bit. Before we get onto the map, you don't have to create an account, but what happens if you do, it allows you to save your progress. It means that you can come back and you don't have to keep recreating what you've done over and again. You can see there's a lot of information which you put in there, and you might as well save it so that you can come back to it. So you just put in a few details here. So what we now do, as I said, this is a bit which everyone likes to talk about. It's the map, and we start to ask what type of property, how big, and where you want to live. So in this case, they're looking to get a starter home as close to Hackney. So they're quite happy with a flat. As I said, it could be starter 1 bedroom, though we will do a 2 bedroom a little bit later. And they currently live Hackney Central, which is E8 postcode. You click on here, and then next, and the magic happens. It zooms in, right? So all very colourful. Everything's going on. Let me explain what is going on here. Okay, so this is color coded specifically to the figures which have been put in. So in this case, it's £280,000 for the maximum house price for a 1 bedroom flat. Zooms in on Hackney Central, and then these color codes are based from red, which means there's nothing available, to green, which means there's a lot. So as you can see, you know, central London down here, unsurprisingly, you're not going to get anything for 280 grand. If you start to move out and you get the deeper oranges, what this means is that there are some properties, they tend to be towards the lower end of the sort of quality scale. So it's, you know, a decision which you can make on whether you're that's something you want to look at. They may actually be shared ownership, which of course is a perfectly viable option for people. Then you start to get into the lighter orange. Tell our friend that we're okay for now. Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon. Lighter orange or the pale green, and this means that, you know, sort of around about half the properties and so on are available at that price level, and then you get onto the lighter greens, which means there's quite a few. So this is where they currently live. They would like to stay as close as possible. It is deep orange, so not too much is available actually in Hackney Central. But if you go along to the next postcode, E9, it's Homerton, that's within the borough of Hackney, light orange. You go over to here, you can see £385,000 is the average. That's obviously a fair bit more than what we've got to spend, but it does mean that there are going to be some available. So you can see what's available by clicking on the big See Properties button. What that will do is open up a new tab for you on Zoopla, but it's all based on the information you've provided. So location is E9, the postcode, flats, and 1 bedroom. Ignore that it says any price, because actually if you go down, it is set so that it will not show you any more than what the maximum house price is. So it means that all of these are affordable. It was set at £280,000. There's nothing here which is above 280,000. So what this shows is the property type and size in the location that you want, and you know that they are affordable based on the numbers that you've put in. And you can scroll down and see all the different options. You can go back. As I said, that's Homerton. What about if you look down into Bow? Again, it seems to be a little bit more affordable. The average is sort of 313,000. So again, let's click on here. Opens up a new tab, E3, which is Bow, flats, 1 bedroom, and again, maxed out at 280 grand. And you can see, I mean, in this case, 3 bedroom masonette available. Ones which are only cash buyers, probably of no use for our particular buyers, but you can see all the options which are there, and you know that these are going to be affordable for you. So, and then, you know, you might be happy to move a little bit further out. Stratford has good transport links. Most properties are available. So at this point, they could go, well, what about a 2 bedroom? They thought they might be able to afford a 2 bedroom flat. And you could see from the other Zoopla tabs that there were some sort of 2 and 3 perhaps available. So you can go up here and just change the number of bedrooms. Click on there. All of a sudden the colors have changed. You're talking about bigger properties. So it does tend to get a bit darker, but you've still got affordable. So Stratford, it's still green. It's pale green. It means that there's a good chunk of affordable properties. Over onto here, saying 2 bedroom flat, 325,000. Click on See Properties. And again, So you've got Stratford E15 flats, 2 bedrooms minimum this time. And again, these are all the options that are available to them right now. And one last time, maybe again over in Forest Gate, seemingly more affordable. Click on, and you've got once again flats, 2 bedrooms, E7, and everything which is going on. They can take a look for themselves. So as you can see, we've now got a load of tabs open here, which they can take a look through, and you see what is available. But of course, the point of this is not to buy a home right now. It's in order to help you plan and understand what is affordable, that there is actually light at the end of the tunnel, and how to get there. Because for this couple, it's going to be a couple of years. So these properties aren't going to be available, but they can see which areas could be affordable for them, at which size. They can make a decision about whether they want to be a bit closer or a little bit further out, and perhaps get sort of a bigger or a higher quality place. It's completely down to them to make the decision, but it's giving them the plan to see how to do it, which of course is so important when it comes to the motivation in order to achieve the goal, and to really, make a few sacrifices in order to be able to save per month. So you can keep on going, change all of this, and the map will update. You can zoom out as well until your heart is content and wherever you want to go. But in this case, we've got the answers. So once you've done all of that, if you move over here onto click next steps, and it will take you to a dashboard. The first thing that it's going to do, we have our friend back here, thank you very much. We're going to give you the plan. So again, you've created all those numbers. It would be good to be able to take them away. So you click on here, you can see it. These are the numbers which were created. Maximum house price, £280,000. The combined salary is 72. Maximum mortgage, 252. All of these are the numbers you could take away. And then here, this is just plain English. We just explained to you what these numbers are, because not everyone likes to see a sheet of numbers. So it's just a nice way of understanding what is going on here. And you can either email it to yourself, or you click here and it will download a copy for you in a PDF, which you can save wherever you want to share with the whoever else is involved, your other half, parents, or whatever. And then also, once you're on the dashboard, it also allows you to save your progress again. You haven't done so already. Get a mortgage estimate, so you can click on here. It will go to a mortgage broker if you're close enough to need one. Set a payday reminder, so we email you to let you know, to remind you to put the money aside. Clicking on here will show you different savings accounts, ISAs, which are available. Check your credit score, which is going to be important once you start to apply for a mortgage. And then you can go back and check some properties on Zoopla, just like we did before. And then underneath here, you've got other life goals as well as buying a home. I'm not going to go through those now, but they are available. So again, this couple, they came to us to answer some specific questions. They wanted to know where they could afford to buy a 1 or 2 bedroom flat near Hackney. Well, it seems that there are plenty of affordable options within Homerton, Stratford and Bow. How soon can they buy? 2 years. If they're saving that £700 per month and they both use a lifetime ISA, and how much will that mortgage repayment cost compared to what they're currently paying in rent? Well, it's going to be about £150 more per month, but of course it means they'll own their own home rather than have to pay someone else for the use of their bedroom. Now, this demo has been recorded on a laptop, but just so you know, Home Finder does work on your phone as well. It's just a few different changes on the screen in order to accommodate, that smaller screen. Now, please feel free to share this if you know anyone who could benefit, who's looking to buy a home. If you found it useful yourself, please hit the like button. Or if you have any questions, or you want to tell us what your situation is and how we might be able to help you out in some way, then please add that to the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, thanks very much.